So, number one here, it asks you to run a regression, and then it asks what type. So go ahead, put our data in the list. Okay, here's my data in the list. And it wants to know what type of function this is. Okay, so we got all those different regressions that we can run. So I'm going to run a linear regression first. And I end up with a correlation coefficient of 0.421. Okay, we're going to round to 3 decimal places. So when I did a linear one, R equaled 0.421. So are those dots really close to being to the line or no? Yeah. I got yes and no. No. Okay. We want that correlation coefficient to be real close to 1. So that was linear. So let's see what quadratic does. So 5. Alright, so for the quadratic, we have r squared. So that's what we're going to use instead of r. So the quadratic, we got r squared equals 0.791. So what about that one? Is it a quadratic probably? Maybe. Maybe. We know it's closer to a quadratic than it is to a linear function because it's still getting closer to 1. Stat calc 5. Okay? So we can also do a cubic and a quartic. So I'll go down to cubic now. Stat calc 6 to run the cubic. Okay? Go down here to calculate. So for the cubic, we have r squared equals 0.87, if you round right. Okay, cubic. Could it be a cubic? Yeah, but we're still trying to hit that 0.9. So stat calc quartic, what we get here? Alright, that didn't even fit on there, so we'll go down. Now we got r squared is 1. What does that mean then? It's perfect. It's right on. So for the regression for 1, when we ran the quartic regression, we got a correlation coefficient of 1. So that tells us that that is a quartic function. That's or x to the 4th is what that would be. Number 2 says factor. Factoring, not going anywhere. 8x cubed plus 125. So what's going to cube to give me 8x cubed? 2x. Alright, so a is 2x. What's going to cube to give me 125? Alright, so b equals 5. So when I plug it into my equation, I got 2x plus 5, 4x squared plus 10x plus 25, and that should be a minus sign. 4x squared minus 10x plus 25. And that is our cube factored out. Okay? Third one, talking about domain and range of our function here. Alright, so for part A, this part right here, what's the domain of part A? -5 less than or equal to x. Less than or equal to -1. Okay? There's your domain for A. What's your range for A? I think that's 2. Why don't I do what? That's at 2. 1, 2. 2 less than or equal to y, less than or equal to 5. What, Anthony? Were you just waving?
Why didn't you put the line under it?
Why did I put the line under it?
Yeah.
Because it's touching at 2.
No. Not on the domain. Because it's not touching.
Why'd I put this line here?
No, why didn't you put it on the other one?
Oh, it's
It's not touching?
It's open, yeah, it's not touching. It's an open hole. Okay. So what is the parent function of section A? Absolute value. Good. So your parent function, absolute value of x. All right. What about section B? What's the domain for section B? Where does it start? -1. Less than or equal to x. Less than 2, not equal. Yeah. 2. Okay. What's the range? Less than or equal to 5. What's parent function of that section of our graph? Linear. So parent function. Then I got part C. What's the domain for part C? Two is less than x. Is less than 4. And then what? Say it again. 4. So x is greater than 4.
No.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, x is greater than 4. In a minute I'll go back and write the interval. Alright, what's your domain, or what's your range then? Okay, it's not -2. Y is less than 2. Alright, y is less than 2. I'm not worried about this hole right here. Why not?
Because you already used it.
Because what?
You go over it again on the right.
Yeah, you go over it again on the right. We're going to write these things in interval notation. Going back up here to the top. I got -5 to 1. 2 to 5. Down here, -1 to 2. Oops. -2 to 5. And then 2 to 4. And then 4 to infinity. And then here, -infinity to 2. Would this graph be continuous or discontinuous? Discontinuous, because you get a hole right here, and you get a hole right there. Okay? Questions? Oh, I'm supposed to do the domain of the whole thing? So we're going to do the domain of the whole thing. I'm going to do it in interval notation. I'd be going from -5 to 2. 2 to 4. And then 4 to infinity. That's for the whole thing. The range then. So this part right here keeps going down. Alright? So I don't know where it ends. So I'm going -infinity to 5.